Welcome to GCTV and welcome to the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Hamburg. If you have just joined us and you missed perhaps some of the action from the Global Champions League this afternoon, one of the big stories of the day is the fact that Lgct and Miller came home on a score of 19 for the Berlin Eagles, and because of that, one of the serious championship contenders, according to many, has not qualified and will not be in today's Grand Prix. Peter de Vos, on the other hand, has qualified on someone that he has called his second horse. So very different fates for two of the big championship names, Peter de Vos and Lgct, who then will qualify for the Super Grand Prix at Prague at the end of the year. 5 golden tickets have already been given away. We'll wait to see who number 6 will be. For now, let's remind you of that road to Prague and who thus far has won the 5 previous Lgct Grand Prix.
This season starts here in Doha. Lgct and Miller. He wants to win this Grand Prix. Good stride over the wall. Oh, he's 0.3 of a second faster. Could you believe that? Lgct for the win here. What's it going to be? It's a win for Lgct. Unbelievable. On Mila, on a 10-year-old, Lgct wins the Grand Prix of Doha.
Welcome to Miami Beach for the second Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix. Kathrin Eckermann with Kalamandia. There is something special between these two. She could win this Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes Kathrin Eckermann. She's got everything in hand. Everything in hand. It's a little bit sticky. Kathrin Eckermann wins the Grand Prix in Miami Beach by more than a second. Unbelievable. On a 9-year-old. Kalamandia. Never seen before. Welcome to Mexico City for the third Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of the 2022 season. Here's Dennis Lynch on Brooklyn Heights. There's Dennis Lynch and it's clear. 44.56 seconds. Is Beerbaum going to score a second win after 3 stages already? Oh, what a nice rollback from Ludger Beerbaum. He's going to get it. Here comes Beerbaum. He's going to win it. He's going to win it. It is by 500th of a second. That does mean that Dennis Lynch is going to Prague as Beerbaum wins now his second Grand Prix. The Grand Prix of Madrid with 10 riders qualified, with Derek Kenny on his superstar horse. Derek Kenny does it with 39.91 seconds. Zanotelli has to make it happen now. 39.91. Zanotelli or Kenny. Who is it going to be? And in the end, it's the exact same time. Can you believe that? There's a lot depending on Sanitase with Konkidam RB. And now risking it all on this super fast horse, this superstar, Konkidam and Sanitase for 39.91. She has not win it. She won it. She wins it. There's Sanitase. It's magic. It's unbelievable. It's Dutch. And she wins. Sanitase. Hello and welcome to Saint-Tropez Ramatuelle. One has Smulders planned. Smulders now returns to Saint-Tropez to claim back what he lost in 2021. Is it the lead? Is it the lead? It is the lead. 26 seconds or 0.26 up on the clock with another 5 still to go. Marley Bayer-Johnson on H&M Indiana. This is very tight. And here's the finish for Johnson. And she's ahead. She has to be ahead. Big win for Marlene Bayer-Johnson and H&M Indiana. They go to Prague. Marlene Bayer-Johnson proving unbeatable.
Lgct, Kathrin Eckermann, Dennis Lynch, Sanne Thijssen and Marlene Bayer-Johnson, your 5 golden ticket holders thus far in the 2021 season. Who then will add their name to that list come the end of round 6 of the Lgct season? We will find out tonight. Let's remind you as to how the overall championship standings look, because here is your top 8. Marlene Bayer-Johnson in 7th, ahead of Ben Mayer. Michael Duffy, after some early success, is up to 6th. Kathrin Eckermann, a golden ticket holder, in fifth, Christian Kukuk in fourth. No Ludger Beerbaum to compete in Hamburg this weekend, so he will not have the opportunity to move above Gilles Thomas or to try and close that gap that is held by Peter de Vos. Peter de Vos is in the Grand Prix. He has qualified for today's event on rather unique circumstances because, as we learned after sitting down to have a chat with Peter de Vos yesterday, he had to make some very, very late changes with the Lgct Grand Prix in mind this weekend.
I had a plan, but that plan is already changed. I was going to jump Moms Izara in the Grand Prix here. She jumped very good in the first team competition. I was clear. She was very good in Madrid, so she's jumping always good on grass. So I was really hoping with her, or aiming with her, to do a good result here in the Grand Prix. Unfortunately, after my clear round the first day, she didn't feel 100%. And for me, the health of my horse is always priority. So I decided today not to compete with her anymore on this show, and to first evaluate what's the problem with the medical staff at home. So I have not really a plan anymore. So I'm here with a second horse, which is Moms Coloran. It's for me quite a new horse. I only jumped her once in a 2-star level, and so it's the first time she goes with me to 5-star level. She was jumping good in the Championnat von Hamburg. She was double clear, so actually she feels good. So I'm gonna take the risk with her. You have to be able to adapt very quickly. But yeah, mentally it's not always easy because you have this goal and you were very confident because your horse was jumping super, and then suddenly everything is gone and you have to then ride another horse which just don't have the experience. So you have to start from a complete different mindset. The qualification of the Grand Prix than it was planned.
So, Peter de Vos, your overall Lgct championship leader, being forced to make a late change ahead of today's qualifiers, and all of a sudden has to now bring in what he describes as his second horse. He talks about risk and having to adapt. Well, let's show you what risk and having to adapt meant for Peter de Vos and for Moms Coloran, because this was not the intention for the Lgct championship leader. And what a nightmare it would have been for the championship leader should he not have qualified and missed out on the opportunity to add crucial, vital championship points. So a performance now from what Peter de Vos calls his second horse, all of a sudden put together what seemed to be building and building into a really crucial, important round. Lo and behold, Moms Coloran delivers a clear. Peter de Vos gets into the Lgct Grand Prix and will have a chance to go on and work on and extend his championship lead. So when you face a problem, Peter de Vos talking about needing to be able to adapt to any form of risks that are taken. Well, the Belgium showing us exactly just how to do it. Now, what he wasn't aware of at the time, of course, was the fact that Ludger Beerbaum was going to jump a 19 today in the GCL, I beg your pardon, and not qualify for today's Grand Prix. However, are the two then still massive championship rivals? Let's hear from Peter de Vos and what his thoughts are on Ludger Beerbaum.
Ludger Beerbaum for the win here. What's it gonna be? It's a win for Ludger Beerbaum. Unbelievable on Milan.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable rider. He is unbelievable feeling, and he's mentally also, I think, very, very strong. And as you can see now, how he became a combination with Mila. He believes in his horse, and he's working together with his horse, and he has really a goal with that horse. And you see that now everything comes together. You see that he adapted himself to the sport of today, and I think that's just great that somebody from that age with that experience can still be so up to date with everything. I think there are common situations, or I have familiar things. What is Ludger doing with Mila? I mean, he really believed in the horse, and I think that's a bit the same in my situation, how it was in the beginning with Claire. Claire was a very difficult horse. And a lot of people would have told me in the beginning, "Oh, why are you still riding that horse? She's too complicated, she will never make it." But I always kept on believing in her. I knew that one day it would come together. If I have a belief in a horse, I can also take all my time, and I don't care what people say, or I don't care whether I have a fall there or a bad result. If I have the feeling that I will make it with the horse, I take my time, and one day it will come.
Well, more than one day, Moms Coleraine and Peter de Vos have indeed qualified for today's Lgct Grand Prix and will have the opportunity to go on and extend his lead at the top of the championship standings. We will continue to take a look at the build-up to today's Lgct Grand Prix. We will go back to the arena a little bit later on and find out exactly what Frank Rothenberger has built for the best 35 riders of the afternoon. And we'll try and get some reaction from Frederik de Backer as well. Let's hope that this weekend's Lgct Grand Prix can only be slightly less significant than 2021. If you recall, one of the most unique situations that we saw in the 2021 season, in fact, I stand to be corrected, but it was the only time the entire season that we saw a Grand Prix being won without a jump-off. And that right was owned by Hamburg. If you recall, Harry Smolders winning the Grand Prix without a jump-off as the rain came down in Hamburg. Let's remind you of this incredible, unique situation that took place last year.
And Smolders wins the Grand Prix of Hamburg, ladies and gentlemen. That is how it goes. That's a nice turn, slightly deep. Clear, clear. Ooh, lucky on the back rail. Smolders, 1, 2, Smolders is clear, and the time, and he's inside the time allowed. Harry Smolders, une de Lotin, is clear and in time. Olivier Robert on Van Gogh, Dumas, Garnier. He has to jump clear, and then he has to beat Smolders in a jump-off. No has it down. And so it will not be a win. And Smolders knows that there's only one man still to go. Smolders is so close to winning this Grand Prix without jumping off. Here comes Ben Meer. Oh, and there goes the back rail. Harry Smolders wins the Grand Prix in Hamburg.
What a performance and what a unique situation. Harry Smolders, the only man to go clear, no jump-off needed. He won the Grand Prix in just a single round. Surely that could not happen again tonight. Well, we will have to wait and see as we see the official pictures, the live scenes coming to you from the Klein Flottbach Park here in Hamburg. The riders performing their course walk. It has been on and off the weather all afternoon long, quite like we expect in Hamburg. Rain continuing to fall, bursts of sunshine taking its toll on the turf, taking its toll on the track set by Frank Rothenberger. I do have a breakdown as to what the course looks like, and I can already tell you that there seem to be some tough double combinations at 10, a triple combination at 12, a very, very interesting track that has been put together by Frank Rothenberger. How then will the riders go on to deal with this? We'll try and cross through to Frederik de Backer in a few moments' time and get his thoughts, get his reaction as to how this ring is going to play out. We do have the starting lineup in front of us, and as you mentioned, perhaps the big story of the weekend, two of the big stories of the weekend, is that Peter de Vos has been forced to qualify for the Lgct Grand Prix on what he describes as his second horse, Moms Coleraine, doing the job and getting the championship leader into tonight's Grand Prix. And perhaps an even bigger story than that of Ludger Beerbaum and Miller struggling in round 2 of the Global Champions League. It means that a score of 19 for him sees Ludger Beerbaum miss out. He will not participate in the Grand Prix. He will not have an opportunity to go head-to-head with Peter de Vos. Tough break for the Kaiser. Tough break for the already two-time winner of the Longines Global Champions Tour in 2022. He's already got a golden ticket to Prague. He's already won twice this year, but there will be no third victory, at least this weekend, for Ludger Beerbaum. We'll take a quick break. When we return here on GCTV, we look ahead to tonight's Grand Prix, the Lgct Grand Prix of Hamburg.
Longines. Lgct is leading the way in equestrian sports with its commitment to green technology and eco-friendly products. The EnviroGreen line from Lgct is created from recycled plastic and natural bamboo charcoal. Using advanced green technology, Lgct creates the best for my horses. I'm proud to partner with Lamisol in striving to protect the environment for future generations.
Lamisol. The future is green.
The city of love, culture, and elegance, Paris will be the 9th stage of this epic tour. The most fierce horses and their passionate riders on the highest class show jumping competition. Longines Global Champions Tour at Champ de Mars from the 24th to the 26th of June.
A wonderful European summer of events still coming your way here on GCTV. But first, for now, we keep the attention on Hamburg and we head back into the arena to hear from Frederik de Backer. Frederik, we've just been talking about no Lgct and a second horse qualifying for Peter de Vos. We haven't jumped a single fence and already there seems to be drama in Hamburg. Talk to me about those two championship competitors. What a dramatic afternoon for both men.
Absolutely, Lgct failing to qualify for the Grand Prix here. That was quite a shock. It was also a shock, of course, for the Berlin Eagles, the team on which Lgct was riding in the qualifier. For Peter de Vos, it was a surprise switch to Longines de Bergerie. He wasn't expecting to qualify even for this Grand Prix. He was first to go in the qualifier, straight away produced the clear, and then it turned out the way it turned out, and he will feature in this Grand Prix. So for him, the chance to extend his lead on Lgct and on the others of on that Lgct Grand Prix ranking. But de Vos, of course, not with his regular Grand Prix horses in this Grand Prix. Whatever points he takes from this event, they will all be bonus. And of course, it is a 15-stage season, but this is maybe the unexpected plus that sometimes you need to have, the little bit of luck that you need to have in a championship race like this one.
And he will be third last to go. And I like the way you say it. It's a bonus because with no Gilles Thomas, with no Lgct, this is an opportunity for any point that Peter de Vos can pick up today to really, really use on the championship standings. I took a look at a very quick course walk that I have in front of me, Frederik. I saw combinations at 10, triple at 12. Tell me, as I see the beautiful sun burst out over your head, tell me what Frank Rothenberger has put together for today's Lgct Grand Prix.
Enjoy it while it lasts, because it's going to go away any minute now. Hop, there you go, clouds and the sun is gone. What has Frank Rothenberger built? Frank Rothenberger has built an interesting class. Verticals are very, very tall. Most interesting lines up the hill, except for the triple combination, which is downhill, which is very tight. What stands out for me is that over the first 5 or 6 fences, it will be difficult to, or it will be easy to go too wide and lose track of the time allowed. Keep an eye on that mark in this Grand Prix. Except, for example, the line from 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, and 5 to 6 are all long lines and long turns. And every time when you drift a little bit to the left or to the right and go 1 degree, 1 meter to the right, at the end you may lose 1 or 2 seconds in that line. And with a time allowed that is looking to be tight, that could become very influential. Don't forget that last year we didn't have any jump off here in Hamburg. We had 1 clear from Harry Smulders and a time faults from Yves Jobs and Michael G. Duffy. I don't think that Frank Rothenberger will be as severe on his time allowed as he was last year, but with those wide turns in the first parts of his course, that looks very interesting. Also the line from the triple combination, which comes up very, very late in this course. It's triple combination, Oxer, 2 strides, Oxer, very short then to the vertical, and then a bit of a difficult distance on 8 strides to a very delicate vertical at fence 13. That's what the Grand Prix kind of looks like, but he swerves around the arena, he swerves around Klein Floatbeck, but especially those intentional wide turns that he has built into this course seem very interesting in the early stages of this Grand Prix of Hamburg.
If I recall correctly, Harry Smoller's got a late call to come and support the Paris Panthers last year and then went on to win the Grand Prix. So Derek Kenny will be hoping that history perhaps does repeat itself this year. Maybe it'll be a reverse for the Paris Panthers. Frederick, if we look at GCL form and the individual form today, I think about Marcus Eining looking very, very solid. Johnny Pulse, John Whittaker, who else was really good in GCL? Harry Charles as well. From what you've watched today ahead of this afternoon's Grand Prix, what performances stand out? Who maybe are you keeping an eye on as a potential favourite for the title?
As an outsider, I have written a star alongside the name of André Thieme, the European champion, who rides here as an individual because he's in Germany, and he's one that I'm looking out for. There's another man that we need to keep an eye out, and that is Harry Charles. And if it is all coincidence, look who's here, Harry Charles. Hey, Harry, how are you doing?
Very good. How are you?
Good, thank you very much. Harry, it looked a really good round from Casco Blue. How was the feeling in the qualifier?
Yeah, I walked the course 2 times, one for the team and then one for the individual. Fortunately, Jody had a couple down, so I thought I'll have a little go for myself. Knew the winner was not super fast. I didn't actually have to go that fast with him. It wasn't maybe so smooth, but jumped really, really good, and I'm delighted with it. Nice to win.
What do you think of this course? You've walked it once, twice. How do you make up this course?
It's a proper German Grand Prix course, I'd say. Big, it's a grunter. A lot of big jumps, but a lot of space to get to the jumps as well. So actually, I love it. You can really ride in this big ring, and the horses jump fantastic in it. So I think it's going to be a really good class.
Talk to me about the triple combination down the hill.
Yeah, it's big. 2 strides and then a really short 1 stride coming out. He actually lengthened it because it was tonsillitis short, but now it's all right. It's still short enough, but...
what did you say?
Tonsillitis. Really...
yeah. Up to your tonsils.
So okay. My dad says when it's very short. But yeah, there's an option to come 7 in 8. I think personally I'm going to come in on the 7 and then just sit back on the vertical.
You're riding the same horse, Casco Blue?
I'm changing to Romeo.
Ah, okay.
It wasn't the original plan, but he jumped so good in the championat the other day, and he just loves grass rings, so I think it's the right thing. And I got to have a go with Casco, so far it's proved right, but hopefully it's the right decision.
Super. Luxury position to have those 2 horses ready for you. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you very
Best
much.
of luck in that Grand Prix. It is going to be a grunter mark. That is what Harry Charles says. We have to close here. The bell has been rung by the jury. We have to evacuate the main ring. Klein Fulbeck to Derby Park for that 6th Grand Prix of the season. Can't wait.
Make sure you use tonsillitis short in your commentary. I will pay Frederick some money if that somehow makes its way into the commentary feed today. Harry Charles suggesting that the combination at 12 at first looked tonsillitis short, but now perhaps just a little bit better. A proper German course is how it's been described. The Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Hamburg coming your way. There is no Lgct today, and Peter de Vos has indeed qualified on his 2nd horse, the championship leader. Where will the victory go? Where will the golden ticket go? The Lgct Grand Prix of Hamburg is next here on GCTV.